This time we are trying to work backwards. We're given some information about some of the terms in our sequence, and we want to find the general equation. So we want to find what the general term u sub n equation is for the sequence, arithmetic sequence, where u sub 3 is 8, and the 8th term in the sequence is negative 17. So we're going to kind of use the formula with some missing parts, and hopefully we can combine these two facts to find what the equation is. So let's write down that equation. U sub n is going to equal u sub 1 plus d times n minus 1. So we're given these two facts. Let's kind of use this u sub 3 equals 8. The third term in the sequence is 8. So u sub 3 is 8, and that's going to equal u sub 1 plus some common difference times the n is 3, so 3 minus 1. And then we can kind of simplify this to say 8 is going to equal u1 plus, and it simplifies to 2d. Let's take the other fact. Let's go purple here. That u sub 8 equals negative 17. So negative 17 is going to equal u sub 1, that's still an unknown, plus d, that's still an unknown, times 8 minus 1, since this is the 8th term in the sequence. So negative 17 is going to equal u sub 1 plus 7d. And what we have here is we have a system of equations. We've got two unknowns. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine these equations together, and I can actually use elimination to solve this. So here I see a positive u sub 1 and a positive u sub 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to multiply this whole equation by negative 1, and then I'm going to add it to this one here. So this is going to be positive 17 equals negative u sub 1 minus 7d. So this will all turn out to be 25 equals, the u sub 1's will cancel, and this is going to come out to be equals negative 5d. So I divide both sides by negative 5, and I get d equals negative 5. And that's good. So I have gotten one of my unknowns for this equation. Now I need to actually find what the u sub 1 is. So now I know what the common difference is. Now I need to kind of figure out what that initial term is. And you can you don't have to go through the algebraic method here. I can kind of reason to say, well, if my common difference is I'm subtracting 5, and I know what my third term is, I bet I can figure out that u sub 2 would be adding 5, and u sub 1 would be adding 5 to this. So I'm guessing I'm going to come up with 18 as my u sub 1 term, my first term, but let's just go through the algebraic process just to verify that. So now I'm going to take this d equals negative 5, and I'm going to plug it in for, it really doesn't matter which equation, but let's plug it into this one. So 8 is going to equal some u sub 1 plus 2 times negative 5. So 8 is going to equal u sub 1 minus 10, and if I add 10 both sides, I get 18 equals u sub 1. Hey, what do you know? So that is my u sub 1. So putting it all together now, my general equation is going to be, in general, the term u sub n is going to equal 18 plus, I guess that'll be minus, rather. U sub n is going to equal 18 minus 5 times n minus 1. And then let's simplify this a little bit further. U sub n is going to equal 18 minus 5 plus 5n plus 5. And I can combine these terms here. So u sub n is going to equal 23 minus 5n. And there's my general equation for this arithmetic sequence. So a lot of steps, but you can kind of problem solve your way through this even if you're in a pinch. Why don't you try this next example? Very similar, same process, same procedure. Our goal is to find the general equation given this information for this arithmetic sequence. Pause the video, give it a shot. All right, and this comes out to be u sub n is going to equal 6n minus 1. So hopefully it went all right, and thanks for watching.